Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aquaba Canada, and thank you for joining us on our channel. A happy new year to all our subscribers and to everyone watching us on this channel. We thank you all for being part of this. 2023 was very great. We had really nice experience bringing you quality content, bringing you information that will help you in day-to-day activities, especially those who want to immigrate to Canada, those who are looking for other opportunities and other lifestyle content. So this year we promise to even make it better and improve on the content that we gave you last year. We are back here again with another episode of the international students and immigration processes leading to you coming into Canada. So the Canadian government keeps making improvements and keep making changes in a way to be able to help international students, support them properly, and to ensure that those who say they are coming to school are doing the right thing, and those who are not coming to school are also prevented from doing that. So you remember we did a video back in, I think, early December, and we did a video. The video was about the breaking news, and it was about the measures that the government of Canada is reviewing in respect of international study permits application and processing. So today we have very important information for you because they have rolled out another measure and they keep improving the system. As the minister said, he would make sure that you get all the information you need as we move along. So today I will be doing the presentation and I'll be looking on my laptop as well as we go along, because there's some information that I'll read to you, but I will make sure that we'll post all the link and the website access information to the comments and the description section. So make sure that you get into the description section to read all about that. So the Minister, Mark Miller, back in December when he made the announcement, touched on the housing issue and then linked it to the changes that they were going to do in terms of the cap that they are expecting to put on international student application for provinces, and being able to streamline how provinces would assess application and will help them to be able to get a quality student. I'll just give you some information that Statistics Canada published, and I will share the screenshot. As I said, anything in Canada is being monitored. And so if you're coming to Canada and you think that you're coming into as a student and you decide not to go to school, Statistics Canada will give them the information, and they actually know that you're not going to school. However, the Canadian system is such that nobody would bother you until you get to that point. And there is always a point where you would have issues as you move along. So Statistics Canada is indicating that as at November of last year, 2023, it was found that almost 200,000 international students who hold valid study permits have no record of studying at any college or university in Canada. So out of the total students who were approved to come to Canada as students and have been issued study permits, so this would date from maybe 2021 or whatever, but 2023 had that major part. 200,000 are not in school. There are no record. And in that video, I indicated that every school or every institution is expected to do a report and send to the Immigration Canada. And the Immigration Minister will review it, and Statistics Canada will also do that. That helps the government support the student system, help you with access to facilities that you need, healthcare and all that. So 200,000 are not going to school. And this is not encouraging at all. This is actually really bad, and it's not going to help. And I will be quick to add that especially we are part of it. And when I say we, there are some students who are from where I am coming from, West Africa, who are part of these numbers. West Africa in general, Ghana and Nigeria, we are part of this major issue. And you see, you're forgetting that the challenges that you're putting in the system today is going to affect someone who genuinely would have had access to be able to come to school tomorrow. And tomorrow can mean just tomorrow, or a week, a year, or a month from now. So we are always encouraging that make sure that you do what you say you're coming to do here in Canada. Come to school properly. If you come to school and you feel that the system is such that you need to make some changes, do the changes, but make sure you go to school. So what came out today? So the minister, Mark Miller, issued a press release, and he actually had a news item. I'll post some of the news publications that the interviews and discussion that went on, and it was on January 22nd, 2024 in Ottawa. Now the title of that, it says Canada to stabilize growth and decrease number of new international study permits, student permits issued to approximately 360,000 for 2022. That is a huge decrease of the number of international students who are going to be issued with study permits. Now, I'll just read a brief and just give highlights, and I'll explain some of them, just to indicate that we are not immigration lawyers. We are not accredited to do anything. Whatever we are providing here, it's our understanding of the press and the information that has been issued. And so just take what we have said, look at the website, and make the judgment for yourself. But we're here to give you the information, because information, access to it is very important. So it says international students, it accepts the fact that international students kind enrich the Canadian culture, and they are critical part of the Canadian society as well. So they accept that they need international students. Why? Because Canada is huge. Canada is really, really large in terms of landscape and what you call it, landmark. However, they don't have enough population to fill the space that they have. So Canada is one of the places that everybody is looking up to come into. Why? Because there is still room for more people to be accommodated in Canada. Now, so in recent years, it says that the integrity of the international student system has been threatened. And that is true, because international students are coming here in Canada and are saying that they don't have money to pay their fees. International students are coming here, especially in 2023, and are saying they don't have money to pay accommodation. International students are coming here and they are begging for some people to support them with food and all of that. So yes, the system is being threatened by international students. And this is very worrying and very disturbing, because when you were doing your application, they actually detailed steps that you went through. You confirmed in your application that you had the funds to support your education. However, you put that the system doesn't care. You indicated that you have the support to be able to pay your fees. You indicated that you have the support to be able to take care of your day-to-day expenses in terms of accommodation, in terms of living expenses. You indicated that you are going to be doing that. And so it's very worrying that you come into the system, and for somebody to come into Canada and say that they don't even have money to pay their first semester fees, it is really, really, really bad. And it's very worrying. So that's what the minister is talking about, that their system, the international student system, has been threatened. And he's right to say that. He says without proper support, they need to succeed. So students come in and they don't have a proper support to succeed. Now, rapid increase in numbers, and it is true, numbers have increased. The international student numbers have really, really increased over the years. And it has increased far and beyond the expectation of the government, far and beyond the provisions that they've made to be able to cater for this. That is why they are trying to streamline and make all this. Now, the minister said that in 2024, the cap is expected to result in approximately 360,000 approved study permits, a decrease of about 35%, which is huge. 1 year, they're doing 35% decrease in the number of students that they will approve. So just take note that your application that you're putting in through has to be really, really solid, dead solid. You have to meet the requirement to be able to get to be approved. Now, from 2023, the numbers were higher, but it's being reduced by 35%. And that is how they are doing it. In the spirit of fairness, individual, provincial, and territorial caps have been established. So in Canada, the system is this. We have provinces that make up the federal system, and there are other territorial regions that they have. So every province and territory will be given an allocation. So here in New Brunswick, they will be given ABC allocation. So the allocation that will be given to them, if you read down there, they would also do a weighted population and assessment of the institutions they have. And they would in turn allocate it down. So it will trickle down to how many schools it can be given to. So like the school I went to will be given an allocation of 0 number or A number. The school that you have in different city will also be given B number. And I'm not mentioning any school's name because I'm not here to promote any school, but I'm saying that the territories and provinces are going to be given allocation. And so each province would have a specific allocation, and that's the cap that they can approve for the year. Once they reach that cap, that's it. It's finished. Asa. They can't do anything about it, right? And that is what they will use to be able to do that. Now, study permit renewal will not be impacted. So if you're already a student and you're in Canada and you're renewing your permit, you are not part of it. Those ones are not part of the allocation that is being implemented right now. So you are okay to go. Now, those pursuing masters and doctoral degrees and elementary and secondary education. So mind you, there are people here who come for certificates, who come for postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate, who come from master's program, who come from doctoral programs. People also come in for elementary and secondary educations. They are all not included in this cap. So if you're coming for a master's program, good luck to you. You are not part of it. If you're coming for a doctoral, you're not part of it. But you know that most of the people coming from our region are like they are not meeting these requirements. So they are moving away, or they are swerving this route, and they are using the certificate, the diploma, and all that. And that is where we are going to be hit hard. So those in this category will not be part of it. They would have it okay. Current study permit holders will not also be affected. So if you already have a current study permit, you will not be affected. You can come to school and do whatever you need to do. Now, IRCC, the Immigration Refugees Canada, would allocate a portion of a cap to each province and territory, and they will distribute it. As I'm saying, the implementation of a cap is going to start as of January 2024, January 22nd. So it has started already. So if you had an application that you put in, it has already started. It's going to be implemented. Regardless of when you put in the application after 22nd, it's going to be affected by this measure. Every study permit application submitted to IRCs will require an attestation. An attestation letter has also been introduced. So mind you, we're talking about two things here. One, they are going to put a cap on how many students will be approved per the territories and the provinces. How many students will be allocated to each school? That is one. So cap number one. So schools will now start rejecting applications because they want to be fair to everyone. So once they reach the cap, it will be full. So now is the time. And as we always say, procrastination is a thief of time. You will do it tomorrow never comes. In my local dialect, it says, Ochinameye, it never comes and it will just pass. So that's the first one, the allocation. The second thing that they are introducing is an attestation letter. An attestation letter from provinces and territories. So now every province and territory is expected to establish a process for issuing an attestation letter to students by no later 31st of March 2024. However, it has been implemented right now. So if you applied for school by today and you are now going to get your processes and all that, remember that you would need a letter of attestation. So attestation letter would have to be provided by the province. And this will be arranged by the school and the province. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that is going to happen. And by March, they'll start issuing it. And it also goes ahead to talk about what the letter of attestation, and I'll just give a brief details of what it is about. So each province and territory are developing their processes. So right now they just announced this, but I bet you they had already started working on this. So they're already developing their processes to get the attestation letters issued. Now, these processes are expected to be placed by March 31st, 2024. So it's expected to be issued. So if you have an application that is pending that you haven't submitted, you would need a letter of attestation. If you have submitted already before this announcement, probably you will be lucky. I cannot tell you that. Just wait and keep monitoring your process and follow up with it. But if you have not and you are now yet to submit it, you would require a letter of attestation. Read more about it. We'll put it in the link. Now, they said they will update this. If you do not have a letter of attestation here, it's saying any application received on or after January 22, 2024 without an attestation letter would be returned. So if you don't have that, it will be returned. There are exceptions to those who don't need the letter of attestation. It says who doesn't need the letter of attestation? A minor child applying to study in primary or secondary school, kindergarten to grade 12. A student applying to or for a master's or PhD or other postgraduate programs. A student applying to extend their study permit. So these are the people who don't need it. And I'll post the link there. So that is the second thing that has also been introduced and is going to kickstart as soon as possible. So that is what is going to happen. Now, another thing that the minister talked about, which is very interesting, but they are really looking to be able to put things in place to help people. Now, the temporary measures would be in place for 2 years. So this one that he announced is going to be in place for 2 years, 2024, 2025. So applications that will be accepted in 2025 will be reassessed at the end of this year. So they will assess all of that to see how the system is working. That's why people will say, aha, the system is working. They don't wait to do fire service approach. They like to do proactive measures that help curb situations that are going to be foreseen in future. So before the situation hits us, they would have professed a solution to it and they will curb it. They will just quench the fire before it gets to that bad state. They will not wait for that fire service approach when the system is affecting it before they do it. No. So that will be done. Now, during this period, the government of Canada will continue to work with the provinces and all stakeholders, and they will be monitoring the system to see how things are going. And there is something that he talked about here that I would say. It says that designated learning institution and national educational stakeholders on developing a sustainable path forward for international students, including finalizing a recognized institution framework, determining long-term sustainable levels of international students, and ensuring post-secondary institutions are able to provide adequate levels of student housing. So they are doing all this to be able to help facilitate a smooth process for students who come in to study, so that in our society you would have a smooth system running for you, healthcare will be running for you, housing wouldn't be a challenge, and you will be able to go your activities well. Now, starting September 1st, 2024, international students will begin a study program that is part of a curriculum licensing program will no longer be eligible for postgraduate work permit upon graduation. So that's why we always encourage that before you start any program, you have to check the eligibility of a postgraduate work permit. The essence of you coming to school is that after school, you'll be able to get postgraduate work permit to be able to work, which will lead you to your PR, a permanent resident route, and so on and so forth. They are saying that starting from September 1st, there are some category of private institutions that are issuing some programs that will not qualify anymore. That is what is there. This is what I just read. So a curriculum licensing arrangement will no longer be eligible for postgraduate work permit upon graduation. Please ask, go to the right channel to get the right school to be able to do it. Under the curriculum licensing agreement, students, physical attendance, private, whatever, all the information will be there for you to read. Now it says graduates of masters and other short graduate level programs will soon be eligible to apply for 3-year work permits. So in the past, people do 1-year masters, they are not allowed and all of that. Now they're going to be able to update that to be able to qualify for that. There's one other thing that he brought. He says, other than the current criteria, the length of postgraduate work permit based on this individual study program masters by limiting the amount of time they gain work experience. So that will improve. In the weeks ahead, listen to this very, very carefully. In the weeks ahead, open work permits will only be available to spouses of international students in masters and doctoral programs. So only masters and doctoral program would now qualify to be able to get open work permit for their spouse. Don't say you didn't know, brother, and don't just go and waste your money and apply and get refused and all of that. Read the information. Read, understand it. So they will not be issuing. Only people who fall under this category, masters and doctoral programs. The spouses of international students in other levels of study, including undergraduate and college programs, will no longer be eligible. And there's a trend that is, I don't know, there's some trend. People are using other routes to be able to do. We'll touch on that in another video. So just know that undergraduate, college program students will no longer be eligible for that. The important measure announced today complements other recent announcements. So he's just re-echoing what it did. And there's a quote here that I like from Honorable Mark Miller. This minister is really helping put a lot of measures, but it's also stepping on a lot of toes, I would say. People probably might not like him, but if you're here, you understand that the measures that he is putting in place through the government is going to help the system, because it would avoid unnecessary pressure being put on other people who are trying to support our relatives, our friends. He says, quote, international students are vital to Canada and enrich our communities. As such, we have an obligation to ensure that they have access to the resources they need for an enriching academic experience. In Canada today, this isn't always the case. Today, we are announcing additional measures to protect a system that has become so lucrative that it has opened a path for its abuse. Enough is enough. Through the decisive measures announced today, we are striking the right balance for Canada and ensuring the integrity of our immigration system while setting students up for the success they hope for. This is the Honorable Mark Miller. I like this man because he is straightforward and he puts the thing as it is. So all he's doing is not to prevent you from coming to Canada, but rather to help you to achieve your goal, to help you prepare for success, to help you to be able to do the right thing. And mind you, there is a cap on how much you should have in terms of your finances to be able to come to Canada. Don't forget that. If you've forgotten, go and recap the video that we published in November or early December 2023, and you will find that those are the informations that will help you there. All we do here is to help you and be able to enlighten you with the happenings and the current trends that are going on. We're not here to frighten you. We're not here to deter you from pursuing your goal or your dream. We're not here to prevent you from doing what you want to do, but we are here to ensure that you have the right information and you're putting in the right process. Apply your international study permits properly and make sure you get the right documentation to be able to match that. And it has been another wonderful session. I hope a lot has been learned. We're going to put all the links in the description section for you to have access to that. Please and please read, and don't just come and ask me the question to answer you. I will not answer you. I will only refer you to the link. Read. If you have any doubts or anything, there are a lot of resources online to help you. There are a lot of resources as well to help you as well. If you need help in any way, we always say there are other PAs that we have. There are other people who are there to support you. We always provide contact information, emails to support you other people who needed it got the support. And as always, subscribe to our channel and make sure you like our videos. Make sure you share this video with other friends and other family members and other relatives who need the information. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you all our wonderful subscribers and our wonderful partners who are always commenting and sending messages here and there. We appreciate that. Make sure you comment in the video. If you like the video, share the comments. Please don't be shy. Share the comments. Why are you, kind of what? Share the comments. Nobody will charge you money for sharing a comment or for liking the video. Like the video and subscribe it. And thank you so much always for being part of us. This is Akwaba Canada. We thank you for being part of this.